Caleb and I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight for our inaugural, it's a mouthful if I can say it, Vineyard to Farm Table Tasting Dinner. This is the first time we've done a dinner with our farm partners actually here, which is very, very exciting.
We were both studying dance in college, and it was the dancing that eventually took us to Italy. A friend of ours, another dancer, was Italian.
Right, who we'd met in college.
Still dancing.
Still Italian.
But that's how we ended up in Italy as dancers. And then after being in Italy for one purpose, we got blindsided by the culture and the food. And when we moved back, we realized that we didn't want to give that up. So we started to think about how we could structure our work life in such a way that we could pay respect to what we had been taught in Italy.
We wanted to learn old heirloom recipes from somebody's grandmother in the home kitchen. This really is a mission that we brought back from Italy, and the mission first and foremost was about preservation of recipes that we had collected while we were there, but we also return every year so that we can collect more heirloom recipes to bring back. What came out of preservation was also this sense of revitalization. We very quickly realized that this wasn't about creating a mausoleum or a museum that was something that people could just sort of look at or would be put away in terms of the collection of these recipes. Not only do we have an all-Italian wine list to reflect what Caleb is doing with the food, but my focus has been to bring back rare varietals, to offer those wines on my wine list that will pair with the food in from the regions that those grapes are grown.
Being able to grow vegetables that are particular to certain areas of Italy really means that we have an opportunity to offer an experience for a diner that gives them the chance to eat and experience the same things that people in Italy are eating.
When you talk about wine, we talk about terroir, or how the earth affects the grapes and affects the wine and the outcome. And that is really a sentiment that we have taken on in terms of what we grow for the restaurant, in terms of ingredients. One of the ideas was to create a cookbook and an essay collection that was driven by the seasons, and that the recipes would recognize what kinds of ingredients were available during those seasons. And the essays would be about experiences we'd had in Italy or here during those times of year. In late winter, we've got the seasons and the essays that relate to the recipes, and it's our time in Italy and here in the restaurant in Vermont. I wanted to mirror that a little bit with Libation, the book about wine and spirits, in that it would be the things that inspired me abroad.
As we experience dishes that are classics, we come to understand that millions of people before us have eaten that thing. When we have that same experience, it gives us an important perspective on where we are in the continuum of humanity.
We're time traveling in a sense, and that is also key, I think, to what we're trying to do here at the restaurant, what we're trying to write about when we write about what we're doing here at the restaurant.
Cheers.
Well, cheers.
Here's to a good lunch.
Yeah, here's to a good lunch. A proper lunch.
There's enough for everybody, so
yeah.
Why don't you come sit down?